her boyfriend or husband. I don't know if they're married or not. She told me they was. It was a boyfriend. She had a stranger.
What's his name, Robin? What's his name?
Did the guy that got a protection order?
Yeah, she did. The guy, the sheriff from Lake City come down here, and yes, she has had a protection thing.
Do you know what his name is?
Cole, I believe it's Clark. Cole Clark.
This shocking murder took place on August 24th, 2019. 37-year-old Melinda Colburn was shot 5 times by her husband, Marco Deshaun Clark, also known as Cole Clark, whom she had a protection order against.
A new one?
Yeah. Pow, 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 black guy, he run, got in his car.
But that was not all there was to Marco's plan.
I'm gonna get every motherfucker that don't ever did me wrong in Jonesboro, just know I'm coming for y'all, I don't give a fuck who you is or whatever. Hey, it is what it is.
Marco and Melinda were a married couple who had moved from Jonesboro to Lake City, Arkansas. However, their marriage was short-lived as things began to go south for Melinda. Marco became abusive, leaving Melinda with no choice but to file a protection order. The report she wrote was graphic. She described every disturbing detail that had happened to her. Marco's threats were merciless, leaving Melinda in a truly desperate situation. With these horrifying details in her report, she finally received the protection order on August 19, 2019. Unfortunately, just 5 days later, the police received a chilling 911 call.
Oh my gosh, please.
911, where's your emergency?
Yeah, this is Karen with the Crane County 911. Go ahead.
98 Road, Lake City, Arkansas. Please, ma'am. Oh, please, ma'am.
What's going on?
Please.
What do you need, a police or an ambulance or what? You got to calm down and tell me.
Yes, I've heard shots fired, and my niece went to the trailer to get her stuff, and when she did, there were shots fired.
Okay, what's the address?
Her husband, whatever it was, run out of the house and got her car.
The detectives reached the location swiftly and saw the neighborhood gathered around a body laying out in the open while being covered with a cloth.
Somebody shot?
The guy left in a white car, fast as go, black guy.
It was her boyfriend or husband. I don't know if they're married or not. She told me they was. It was a boyfriend. She had a stranger.
What's his name, Robin? What's his name?
Did the guy that got a protection order here?
Yeah, she did. The guy, the sheriff from Lake City come down here, and yes, she has had a protection thing.
Do you know what his name is?
Cole, I believe it's Clark. Cole Clark. Yeah, she come to my house to talk to me, and she was gonna get the trash out of the trailer. If I knew he'd been here, I'd have called y'all. I had no idea. They had to be watching. They had to be watching.
Check for pulse.
No, lady, come here, no. Jamie, no.
Gunshot wound. We checked for pulse and did all that, but it looks like she's. Well, we hadn't turned her over or anything. Looks the only one we can see right now is on her arm.
But soon the detectives found a total of 8 holes in Melinda's body. 3 of them appeared to be exit wounds from bullets.
Okay, so who saw it? Anybody?
We just heard shots.
I come through, he was leaving. All back out in front of me was a white Charger. Probably a new white Charger.
Okay, so they were in a Charger or Camaro?
Charger.
Okay. A new one?
Yeah.
And pow, 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 black guy, he run, got in his car.
Did you see what he looked like?
Well, I've seen him here before.
Okay.
I live right there.
Okay. Do you know his name?
Cole Clark, because the sheriff, when he come up, he said the whole name, and I didn't recognize, but it was different. The sheriff at Lake City knows it, but I always went by him by Cole. But the last name was Clark.
Can you tell them the car what it is exactly, so they can
come over back up.
Get something going?
White
She had a red one, but she changed it to get away from him.
Melinda was so scared of Marco that she changed the color of her truck from red to white to not be spotted on the road by him. She had basically done everything to disappear from Marco's life, but as fate had it, she still had to die in the hands of this monster.
Okay, y'all hadn't touched anything or nothing like that, have you?
I didn't just cover her up. No, we haven't touched
We didn't touch
Okay.
her. She, her glasses were
Okay, where do y'all live? Right here?
I'm her aunt. I live right next door.
and we're right back.
She was
Alright.
just over there talking to
Let's go back in the street just because I don't want to. CID is gonna come out here and I don't want to I don't want to mess up anything that could be in the yard or step on anything and bury it.
I got her glasses.
Okay, just lay them on top of that hood right there.
But Melinda's aunt had some more details to share with the detectives.
Now, where does she usually park does she park in your driveway or does she park over here?
No, she always parks right here.
Okay.
But see, she's not been living here. She left here, what, 2 weeks ago, 3, because Garland Tipton, he come down here and made him leave.
So,
he got him to leave,
Melinda
and
on Facebook,
he's not been here.
But she was still here, right?
No, she's been living in Jonesboro. She called me to come out here to pay me. She was going to come last night. She come out here to pay me $20 she'd owed me. And she was talking about she's going over there to get her trash to put it in my dumpster. I said, that's fine. She was going to get a few dishes. And then I heard some screams, and then I heard the gunshot.
Okay.
And that's what I heard.
And the vehicle was in. Now, do you know if that vehicle?
Yes.
Do you know if that vehicle was in your driveway like before? Like, did he pull up in it, or was that car already here? She didn't park.
It was her car. He was in the trailer waiting on her.
Okay.
She was by herself.
They're still in there.
Okay, so she pulled up in the car.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, she come. He went with her.
Okay.
From the information that Melinda's aunt had provided, the detective finally remembered that this was not the first time they had been dealing with Melinda's trouble.
We got an email not too long ago about serving a protection order over here. I tried to serve it on this trailer on a black male. Okay. And nobody would come to the door. I wrote down on the piece of paper, tried to serve it. Well, apparently there was a final order of protection that we got an email on about serving this on this Clark guy. So that's probably that's definitely, it's not looking good for him, you know? Yeah, we got to find this guy.
She said that Garland was out here about 2 weeks ago and made this guy leave.
2 weeks? So I guess he served the protection order on him then, because that was the dude that had the protection order. He should have hooked him up then.
Well, when I called and got his return, I called Steven and I said she should be a protected person under either a temporary order or a final order, one of the two.
You got Garland's number? And see maybe if he knows where this dude's, since he had dealings with him? Because I've never seen the dude in person. I just come out here to try to serve that protection order and that was it.
I've heard that girl's name. I never heard his, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that. Did we get an email on her maybe?
Yeah, we just got one, a final order of protection. So that's that. So he didn't serve that paperwork, which confuses me even more that Garland didn't serve it. You know what I mean? I mean, not that it was going to help this situation, but yeah.
They couldn't shake the question or the regret. Would Melinda still be alive if they had protected her? But it was too late now to serve the protection order, and with that, the search for Marco became more intense. And that's when they got a call from a woman, Cindy Davies, who Marco considers as a sister. It was this very call that would ultimately become a turning point in this case.
So,
He had called me.
he had been, no,
or
who?
Marco.
Marco
Clark.
Marco Clark called you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he said, I killed her. And I said, what? And he said, I killed her. And he was crying, of course. I couldn't, I was trying to make out what he was saying. And I was like, you're playing. And he was like, no, I killed her. I killed the she's dead. I'm in shock, not believing it. And he said, I shot her in the head at her aunt, in her aunt's yard. And I said, Cole, why? Why did you do this? And he said, I told y'all I needed y'all. And I said, Cole, why didn't you just leave her alone?
His sister called. He called his sister. They put a call on R&D. She called up here wanting to know if this girl's dead. And I called her and she goes, I just want to know if she's dead. And I said, I can't tell you that. And she said, well, I'm leaving Williford right now. I'm coming down there and check on her myself. She said, my brother called and said he had killed her. I don't believe him or not. And I said, will you tell me where he was headed? And she goes, I don't know. He wouldn't tell me. And I said, what did he call from? And she said, a 901 number. And she goes, I'm coming down there. And I said, all right. And she wouldn't tell me what number. And she goes, I'll just meet you down there. And I said, okay.
As Cindy reached the location, she immediately did her best to help the detectives.
I'm a single mom of 4 kids, so if he knows I'm up here talking to you, there's no telling whether he's going to come looking for me. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm really terrified myself right now. But just say that you got it off of her phone. It's this number right here. I don't know. Me and one of my friends was talking, and me and my friend was talking about it because he called him crying too, and we both said he's probably somewhere fixing to take himself out.
Clark is? Do you know where he lives at? Or
I didn't know where that was his house.
does he have any family in the area or anything?
He's got a cousin, but I don't remember his name. God, he drives an Avalanche, and he's, I don't even know if I could probably recognize him from Facebook. Hang on. Most of his family don't live here. They live in Memphis. And I know he's got like an ex and some kids that live in Memphis and Texas and
Like an ex-wife that lives in Memphis?
well, I don't know if they was ever married, but I know that he's got kids with the woman.
Meanwhile, as the search was on, the police had no clue that Marco was about to do something completely unexpected.
I'm gonna get every motherfucker that don't ever did me wrong in Jonesboro, just know I'm coming for y'all. I don't give a who you is or whatever. Hey, it is what it is. I give two right now. The deserve it. And what? I'm killing the next one too. I don't give a Say looking for me? Oh well. Come and get me. Come on.
The detectives tried to call Marco on the number that Cindy gave them, which he received at the first ring. However, as soon as he came to know that the person on the other end was a police officer, he hung up. After persistent calls, Marco finally picked up again. The detectives somehow persuaded Marco to give up, and sometime later, Marco would arrive at the police station. Unexpectedly, Marco complied with the officers and walked inside with his hands in the air.
Of course, we know you just turned yourself in, and you were the suspect of the shooting death of Melinda on 988, County Road 988, correct? Yeah. Okay. Marco, or did you shoot Melinda to death? Yes. Will you say it a little louder? Yeah. Okay. But one, I'm hard hearing. Two, we're recording. Okay. Okay. What kind of gun did you use? So, what, semi-automatic, I guess. What kind of gun was it? It was a Taurus. Taurus? Okay. Can you help me locate that gun? Yes. What'd you do with it? I threw it off the road, right there before you get into Raven Million. Coming from Hardy, or the other side, that side of Hardy, or this side of Hardy? It's gonna be on this side though. I have thrown it out. I don't know because I was advised don't have a gun on it, period. Yeah. You know, just yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I get that. You know, you could lock it in the trunk, but. You think you could take us to it to find it before some kid comes up on it? Yeah.
Just a couple of hours earlier, Marco seemed as if he was a wrathful demon. However, as soon as he sits down with the detectives, he becomes as blunt as possible.
How'd you get to her house, bud? I get there. Mm-hmm. I've been there. How long? I mean, she had left. She had moved all the stuff out. When? She moved all the stuff out like last week. And staying with a friend. Okay. Who's she staying with you now? A girl named Alicia. Okay. Alicia Brown. So you've been at the house the past week? Yeah. Okay. I mean, she ain't been there, so. Okay. You lived there, didn't you? Didn't y'all live together? Yeah, that's my wife. Okay, how long did y'all live there? About 2 years. Okay. Y'all were actually legally married? Yeah. Okay. And what happened today to cause you to shear, bud? I mean, it was a bunch of sneaky stuff going on, you know, like with her sending nude pictures to dudes and all that stuff, like, and it was just, and then like she was
she was talking to somebody at her job and thought I was gonna find out about it. And I told her, you know, I told her from the jump, like, hey, you know, like, I ain't got time for this, like, you know, because she really wanted to on me because of her past. Yeah. And I told her, I was like, don't try to take your past out on me. If you don't want me to take my past out on you. Mm-hmm. So she did it anyway.
So you thought she was cheating on you?
It wasn't no thinking. It's what I actually seen.
So she's actually sending the news to other men?
Yeah.
Contrary to Marco's suspicion, Melinda wasn't cheating and was indeed having a normal conversation with a colleague. This was something that was confirmed by Cindy.
I mean, I knew he was cheating on her.
You knew
I did
what?
know that. I did know that he was having an affair on her. And there was numerous times I told my husband I wanted to tell her about it. I thought she had the right to know. My husband told me to stay out of it. It was none of my business. You know, so I just kind of stayed out of it. But
You had an affair on her, you said?
all the time, yes.
It's probably that's why he killed her, because she was having an affair.
No, she wasn't.
Well,
Melinda was,
Hmm?
y'all have to understand, Melinda was heaven sent.
Huh?
She was heaven sent. You know, like, I mean, the girl was a saint. When my daughter had a birthday and I couldn't afford to get her birthday, Melinda worked all day, got off work, went and bought her birthday cake, bought her birthday presents, and drove all the way to my house. She didn't have to do that. So you can't tell me that she was having an affair. I think there was reasons that she was leaving him. Maybe there was another man, but I never would believe that she cheated on him. I think it was the way he treated her that pushed her away.
Although it's uncertain whether Melinda had someone else in her life, it's clear that Marco, on the other hand, was definitely cheating on her.
Where did you meet her that day? Out in the yard or in the house?
I mean, when she came, she was coming. I seen when she pulled up to our auntie house. When she pulled up to our auntie house, and I was just kind of sitting there just waiting.
Did she come in the house?
She was about to.
Where did you shoot her? Where was you at when you shot her? You remember?
In the front yard. I mean, I really wasn't gonna shoot her. You know, I really was just gonna talk to her and see cool work things out. But I don't know. I guess things just got the best of it. So.
Did y'all talk any at all? Did she see you coming out of the house or something?
No.
Did you have a gun in your hand then?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she say anything or scream or did you say let's talk or?
I mean, I had told her let's talk, and she was trying to run off.
No, she run. So was you like on the porch when you started shooting, or was you down on the grass?
Actually, the gun was jammed.
Uh-huh.
The gun was jammed, so you didn't know. I know y'all probably seen some rounds, but didn't fire. I know y'all probably picked them up.
And you recycled it and chased her and shot her?
You didn't chase her, just right there. Looked like that road.
Yeah, right there in front of the truck. Did you shoot her anymore once she went down? Or do you?
I mean, when I seen blood, I really just turned around and just walked on to the car.
You know how many times you shot her?
Can you tell me?
Well, we're going to have to see what's entrance and what's exit, but we're she had about 8 holes in there. Of course, some of them were exit wounds. How many clip bullets were in your mag, you know? Did you have any left?
I think we'll probably back three left.
Okay. Are they still in that gun just laying in the ditch? Okay, we need to get that for some child prison.
Marco tries to portray that he didn't plan the murder to avoid additional charges. However, waiting for Melinda with a gun in hand is impossible to classify as not having a plan to murder in any sense. All signs point to one conclusion. Marco had planned it all. Meanwhile, the detectives enter Melinda's house and they make a horrible discovery.
Sheriff's office.
It stinks.
Is that not natural gas?
Yeah, it is.
The gas was leaking inside, which put the whole neighborhood at massive risk. Let's see what Marco has to say about it.
The stove was on, the gas going. Did you know that? The stove was on with the gas going. Did you turn the stove on, or?
I mean, it was basically like those whole days I was there. Like basically, it was me contemplating killing myself versus me having to do her.
Is that why the stove was on? Was you trying to kill yourself?
No.
By gas, or was you gonna blow yourself up? Was you gonna shoot her when she come in, hope the trailer exploded and got you both? Was that any part of your idea? No. Okay. So you was gonna kill yourself today with the gas on? Is that right? Huh?
A couple of days like that.
Do you remember turning the gas on? No. How long did you turn the gas on before she got there?
The gas been on.
Oh, the whole time? Wow. Was you in there waiting on her to kill her today? I mean, it had it crossed your mind, I'm gonna kill her. The minute she comes up, I'm gonna kill her.
Man, it's been crossing. It's been crossing my mind.
Killing her and yourself.
I mean, like I told her, before we got married, hey,
Marco stuttered while giving away the answers. It didn't even take an experienced detective to understand that Marco is lying. Ultimately, Marco's interrogation was temporarily concluded and he remained in custody while investigators searched for the weapon. Unfortunately, the search was unsuccessful, prompting a second round of questioning for Marco.
You said you were in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
And she came up. Did she actually come in the trailer? Or just open the door? Or did you go outside and meet her?
No, she pulled up the auntie out first.
Yeah.
I had the window open so I can see the street. Like when somebody pulled onto the street. And I think when she pulled up the auntie outside. Kind of just sit there in the window and watch until she got out of her auntie house to come over to the trailer. Because I already know that she was going to come to the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I already know that she was going to come. I already know.
How'd you know that?
Huh? Because I set a trap, that's all.
Set a trap?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Marco's plan consisted of blocking Melinda's credit cards to ensure that the statements would be sent to the house, prompting her to come by to collect them. And now it is time for the detective to finally get the whole picture of the ruthless incident.
Pretend that white wall is the road behind you, and just say that this is the tree where she was at. Can you kind of show me what you did?
I got to put it from my position.
Huh?
I got to put it from my visual.
That's fine. And just kind of tell me where things are.
Just the one tree.
Okay. The tree that she was under, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I came out. Came down the stairs. First chair, huh? I opened one eye. And it did shoot solid down. So I kind of came around. Right at the tip of the trailer. Well, them two trees driving me. It still wouldn't solid down. So when I hit her with the gun, I was slowing down. Then trying it out. I ejected. Did like the gun.
Yeah.
And the bullet came out.
Okay.
When the bullet came out, she pretty much went down on the ground like this for him.
Uh-huh.
She had my
She had her hands up. Okay. She had her hands up? Yeah. Okay. And she had her hands up and she said, and she was screaming her auntie name. I told her, I said, your auntie ain't gonna be able to fucking help you. You know what I'm saying? And then, shot. That's the road. The road back there. And that was mean to her. And I just did like that. Okay. Which way's her head facing? From you? She was looking. Okay. So, I mean, but are you at her head or at her feet? She on the ground? And I'm just right here? Yeah, but I mean, is she laying with her head towards you, or are you standing her head or at her feet? She was sitting up like this right here. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. Like I said, I went on top. And then she went, she had just went over like this, huh? Cause at first when I shot, I was like, damn. I'm like, I don't see where I shot at. And then when she kind of went over like the girl, she, you know what I'm saying, like when she stopped saying like Auntie Nine, she went over and her shirt came up and I seen the blood running down her back. Then that's when I picked the keys up and I went on to the car. Didn't you tell me you had to take a step back to actually get a shot on her? Is that what you said this morning? I had to take my step back. I was right there. Okay. All right. But your back was toward that big pot where the bricks are. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. And you said you've been there since Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday. I mean, it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen anyway. Yeah.
Marco has fully confessed to the entire crime, but one lingering question remains. Does he feel any remorse?
You know what? If anybody ever want to really do something to a person, ain't nobody gonna stop them. No police gonna stop them or whatever. The police can't be around you 24/7, and that what kills me about it. You know, about her coming to the police saying, I'm talking about like the only thing she had to do was just be truthful from the jump and say, hey, look, you know what? Hey, I don't want a relationship. I don't want to marry you, and I don't want a girl. That's all. That's all. I told her what I stood on from the jump. Like I said, it's from the whole world might look at me like, oh man, you so sick, you know what I'm saying, for shooting her. But I'm like, damn, but what gives a woman, you know what I'm saying, the right, the same way that it might be like, okay, well, what gives me the right to shoot a woman? Okay, well, what gives a woman the right to do this to a man, to hurt a man?
Marco still doesn't understand what he did was inhuman. There is a small line between being hurt and angry and being psychotic. Marco chose to be the latter. Tragically, Melinda lost her life to a monster, leaving nothing to be done but to pray for her soul. As for justice, Marco was charged with capital murder, making a terrorist threat, possession of a firearm by a restricted individual, theft of property over $25,000, and violating a protection order. On June 2, 2021, Marco Deshaun Clark was sentenced to life in prison. So what do you think about this case? Was it possible for the police to avoid this horrific murder? Was Marco a psychotic killer, or was he just under adrenaline impulse? Feel free to share your opinions with us. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you have any case in mind that you want us to cover, make sure to drop them down the suggestions in the comment section. Please subscribe to True Crime Psychology to uncover more cases like this from around the world. Until next time, stay safe.